Yes, you're live. We are talking the pros and cons of online dating. All that plus more, today's Carlos Hardy Show. We'll be right back.
Carlos Hardy Show, yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Carlos Hardy Show, yeah, 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 yeah. Come on, let's do it. 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 It's the Carlos Hardy Show, yeah, 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 yeah. It's the Carlos Hardy Show, yeah, 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 yeah. Come on. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it. Come on, let's do it.
Welcome back to the Carlos Hardy Show. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Today's topic, online dating. We've all done it, right? Audience, did you do it? Okay, so today we're going to talk about it. Let's meet our fascinating guests. Number one, this is Susan Rommel. She's an actress. Give her some love, y'all. And then we have an artiste. This is Austin Music. And here's account manager Veronica Vaughn. Welcome, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Let's get into it. Is it worth it? We know the pros and cons. Well, we don't know them, but we kind of understand what we think we know about them. You guys are going to shed some light on what are these pros and cons. Give me the pros first. Let's talk about the pros about dating online. Let's get into it. Let's go. Here we go.
Pros? That's
Give
a
me
short
some
list.
Okay.
Convenience, maybe?
Convenience.
I really can't think of a lot of pros
Okay,
for online dating.
How about you, Austin?
I mean, I think timing, because it is a busy world that we live in, although I disagree with it completely, so I'm just going to put that forward.
Okay.
But at the same time, I can see the positive in that, and the algorithm that comes with it. I understand that a like attracts a like, and we can put things into categories and boxes to lead us into a certain stream or appropriation of sorts.
Okay. How about you, Veronica?
I am pro online dating.
You're pro online dating.
Yes, and I can think of a couple of reasons on the top of my head, but convenience, like she said, a lot of us go throughout our day, we don't go out a lot, you know, or have different schedules, so convenience, and that if it's done the right way, I think a lot can come out of it. I think people go in not really knowing what they want or just feeling it, you know. Going in with certain intentions and knowing exactly what you want and how to go about doing it, you can potentially. I have a lot of family members who have found, you know, their husband or wife on online dating.
So is this where it's going? Is this where it's come down to?
I hope not.
Why?
I hope, well, just because we're already, as a society, becoming so disconnected as it is.
Okay.
I mean, I think that there's something to be said about the fact that I already know everything I need to know about you before I've even met you. I mean, we've lost the fun in
There's no mystery.
Experiencing, we've lost the fun of experiencing someone telling their stories about themselves and their history and where they come from, and that excitement that comes and the energy that is exchanged within that, rather than through a computer. I feel like it's stalking and intrusive, and I know everything.
She said a keyword that triggers me, and that's stalking.
Okay.
Which maybe doesn't necessarily sound great on my part.
Okay.
But I think that's a really big thing for me with like online dating is a lot of them will be like, okay, like here's my Instagram, here's my Facebook, here's whatever. So then I go and spend like an hour researching you.
Right.
And then we go, and I don't want to talk to you because I already know
You know everything about the person.
Yeah, that's boring.
So how do we, Veronica, how do we
Well,
stop
that's
that?
where I
What
want
do
to
we
get
do?
out when I said doing it the right way. I think people get on online dating and they start asking questions, and then it becomes an interview, and then it's like, I'm bored now. Then it takes away that aspect of meeting someone organically. Oh my gosh, I like the same things you do. I can already see a lot about you just by what you present on your profile.
Okay.
Let's get to talking and get to, I think flirting is a great idea to do online, because you're still in your comfort of your own zone.
But
I
what do
haven't
you
met
define
you
as
yet.
flirting? Let's get to that.
Like fun flirting, not crossing any lines, like stalkerish. And the whole social media on online dating, that's a red flag for me.
Okay.
I'm not gonna go follow you right away. I don't know you like that. So if someone says, "Oh, come follow me," no, next.
So the first thing is to check out the profile. Let's check out the profile, and then we do we eliminate things that we do not like? What do we do? What's the process?
Not
What's your
necessarily.
process?
Not necessarily. Like, it's what they're saying and how they're saying it versus, or it's how they're saying it versus what they're saying. Let me see if a gentleman is taking selfies and they're all selfies at the gym.
Right. What does that mean? What does that tell you? What does that tell you?
To me, it speaks, narcissist, and I'm really into myself, and I want you to look at my body, look at me, look at me.
But isn't that what social media is for? Isn't that what it's for? Oh, the profiles. Because they're asking you to put pictures up, right?
Yeah,
Audience,
but if you're
we all put our pictures, right? I know I put some pictures up.
But I
Don't get it twisted. But you get what I'm saying?
shirtless pictures in the gym, and all of them are like that. But let me see a picture with you and your dog having a hike or something like that. Like make sure when you put up your profile picture, it's speaking something about yourself. And so, yeah, I forgot my train of thought.
Otherwise, you wouldn't know that if you just met them for the first time. And then later find out that they're like in the mirror all the time or in the same
I don't think like you should be texting or online dating, conversating on the dating site for a long time.
Well, what's the limit? Give me the limit. What's the limit that if I got to your profile and I said, oh, you're beautiful, you're wonderful. What's the limit? Is it a month? Is it 2 months before I get to meet you?
That's a long time for me.
That's a long time.
The couple that just did 8 years on, it was like USA or ABC or something. For 8 years they texted and finally.
8 years?
They met. Yeah, they met on TV,
It was
like
the most
on like
awkward
Good Morning
thing you've ever
America. It was
seen.
so awkward. They're like,
Because finally, first time ever, they've been talking for 8 years.
Okay, so but for you guys,
a lot of pressure. It's 8 years worth of pressure. Like,
but for
You better
you,
live up. You better live
but
up.
for you, how long does it take for you to meet a guy or girl?
if I'm online dating, which the guy I'm dating, we've been together for almost 2 years. We met because we lived in the same apartment complex, which was cool. It was organic. We got to see each other, whenever. But if I was online dating, I did it before I met him. And like, if we're not trying to set something up within like the next like 2 weeks, then like I feel like you don't have interest in me. Like, I understand we all have busy lives.
2 weeks is your limit. 2 weeks.
I would say so.
Oh, do you agree with that?
And I
2
would say not even like necessarily the actual meeting, just like let's try to get something. Like, hey, like what's your schedule look like next week, or what have you?
Coffee, anything.
Anything. Yeah.
So you're looking for a full frontal. Here, let's get in front of each other and let's talk and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Veronica, does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, some plan should be made within 2 weeks. 2 weeks, it's pushing it.
Right.
I mean, you have to think. I mean, we're not going to sit here and talk forever. I mean, we're grown adults. Let's meet. There's something there that we like. Let's not, get to know each other online forever.
Okay, so what if you meet and there's a swordfish happening? Y'all know what a swordfish is, right?
No.
What is that?
A catfish.
Is it catfish?
I think it's a catfish, Carla.
There are a lot of different fish in the sea,
Y'all
but
know
I didn't hear about that one.
Can we edit that out? We're gonna edit that out. Okay. So, y'all know there's a catfish, right? What happens when that happens?
That's the devastating part. That's the part that scares me and turned me off of it. I was on it for 1 week. I immediately started feeling paranoid because I did not filter out where I was, and I made the mistake of saying where I lived. And I felt that, and I saw people that were on my profile in my grocery store, and it got very
real
weird,
quick,
right? Because I had said I don't want to talk to you, and then and now we haven't even got to know each other, but now we're seeing each other, and it's like, oh, that's
awkward.
the woman.
Awkward.
Yeah, because we didn't have that organic, real meeting.
As far as catfishing too, I think it's just I think online dating falls a lot like social media, where people pretend a lot, right? We have a lot of fun, but I know your life isn't that busy.
Right.
So before I started dating the guy I'm with, I went on a date with this guy, and his profile picture, he had a dog. So of course I'm asking him about his dog.
Right.
And he's like, oh no, it's not my dog, it's a friend's dog. I'm like, well then I gotta go.
Right.
You don't even have a dog.
Because that drew you in.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's like, who are you?
Ugh.
You don't have a dog, so.
So the question I'm going to ask you, but we're going to take a break before I do it, is how long does it take after you meet the person, do you have sex? Hold on to it. When we come back, we're going to be asking that question. We'll be right back.
Coming up on the next Carlos Hardy Show.
But where do we draw the line? Where do we say
black people and black people stuff? That's where the line gets drawn.
With black people? So not Asians, not Latinos, no one else. You're saying to me that whenever you're appropriating a culture that is African American, it's not right.
Maybe because I'm not, African American. I didn't grow up here. I never felt the full brunt of the history here.
Right.
But I mean, people take from my culture here. People take from the Latin culture here. People take from the Eastern European culture here, and no one says nothing about that.
Right.
Or do they?
2 years ago, this guy, Daniel, whatever his last name is, Hargram or whatever, he printed out a picture of the African slave trade, a ship, and put it on a miniskirt and started a website, started selling skirts for $35. I guess he thought that was a good idea.
100%. But at the same time, I just really, really feel that we have to somehow have a conversation while trying to understand our own cultures. We have to have that conversation, because if not, we're gonna bump heads. Welcome back. We're talking about online dating with some amazing guests. We left off on this question. How long does it take for you as an online dater to get intimate? Let's just say get intimate with the person after you meet them, if you like them.
Well, I think that's irrelevant whether you met them online or not online. I think for your own rules, whatever they may be, it applies either way, the same.
Same thing?
It's irrelevant whether I met you online or not.
Right. If the energy is there, then it is, and we're all adults in that. However, I am finding myself a fence rider to a degree, because in essence of the online dating, I think it would speed up the process a little bit more, because I feel like I know more about you already.
Right.
And we know where we stand already, even if it didn't come organically.
Right.
So I would think, yeah, and maybe that's why they are so lucrative.
Okay.
You know, in that sense, lucrative.
How about you?
I think it kind of does fall with online dating, because I think some people use online dating not necessarily for online relationships or to go into a relationship, but strictly for dating, right? Just getting around. Right. So,
so sex.
There we go.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So I think with online dating, I think you can meet them online. And I guess it also depends, because we discussed earlier like a difference between like eHarmony or those websites and then like Tinder or Bumble or something like that. I think more with applications, I think it does come quicker, no pun intended.
So is our society, is our society running toward that in droves? Like our young people, you think they're going to slowly move in that direction as well?
Of course. I mean, instant gratification is what the web is about.
It's true.
The
But
internet
I
is
mean,
about. It's
you meet someone at the bar, what do you think their intentions are when you both are drunk and he wants to take you home? I mean, you know what I mean? How is online any, at least they're asking you questions about it.
True.
I mean,
At least you can see when they were last active, right?
true.
But let's go back to catfish real fast. Now, if you show up and someone is not who they say they are, you know, the look, the image, the personality, how do you rectify that? What do you do in that situation?
Leave.
You immediately, like you don't give an excuse. What do you don't just leave.
Yeah, I'm not that rude. I really don't know what I would like. With the dog situation, I was like, he saw that like the energy just drained out of my face, and I like immediately became disconnected. And then I think we hung out maybe like a half hour, another hour. And everything had just kind of like died, and we both like recognized that. And just kind of like, okay, I'll see you around.
And that was just it.
And that was it.
How about you, Austin?
He's a liar. They're a liar. Why do I want to?
So you just leave?
No, I wouldn't leave. Actually, I would walk up and say, "You're not who you said you are. You're a liar," and then I would leave.
Really?
I mean, enough. We got the filters already. We're already lying with the filters and the Facetune and all that. So, and then you're going to lie really about yourself, and then we're going to get there. And no, it's again, it's sad. That's no.
How about you, Veronica? You leave? You walk off?
well,
I can see you in heels just walking off.
Catfish. There's someone who says that they're a completely different person, and there's some people who I've met who look different than their pictures.
Okay.
But they weren't lying. I mean, they just look different in pictures. You know what I mean? So when it comes to that person, yeah, I still give them a chance. I mean, you know, people look different in pictures or whatever, maybe whatever. So yeah, I would.
What if they acted differently? What if they
I don't
said
know how
that they
they
were
act.
Christian and then we're like serious, I don't know your background or whatnot, but we're serious atheists and hated Christianity.
Well, then I take a note in my head, get through the dinner, and leave. I mean, I'm a nice
Because that's just
Looks
crazy.
aside. Well, it's looks aside. Let's
Okay,
pass
so
the
who?
looks aside.
If you're meeting someone like you just said, atheist, someone who's completely, you just say they're hot. The image looks great, but you're like, I don't think I really like them personality-wise. Would you continue?
No.
Be honest. Be honest.
If they
be
were
honest.
hot and wait, say that one.
So if they're just a person that their image is just like, oh my God, this person is beautiful. I really like them. You know what I mean? But their personality is whack. So you just want to, roll in the hay. Do you do it?
No. No, I don't.
Come on, be honest.
I don't know.
I would say.
To say that I haven't would be a lie.
Yeah.
So you have?
exactly.
Yeah.
We're adults. Yeah.
Okay. So
If they look at like it depends. Like I said, what your intentions are. You know.
Okay. So how did you feel? Like, how did you feel after it was over?
After like
After
everything
it was over,
over,
do you just get your stuff and just walk off? What do you do?
It was
it
fun.
depends on the situation. Yeah.
It was fun.
Yeah, that was fun.
I don't even know you, Austin. This is
fun.
just crazy. Are you serious?
Yeah. and then you walk on. I mean, that's the same thing with the online date. If at the end of the date, at the end of the dinner, I mean, it's not a pressure to say we're getting married
So
tomorrow.
tradition is not coming back,
Says,
is what
"Thank
you're telling
you."
me.
No, I don't think it is.
It's not coming back where I meet you in a club or I meet you at the bar and I'm like, hey, what's up? Let's talk. That's dead.
I'm on to it.
I don't think so, because that's, like I said, the guy I'm dating right now, we met like pretty organically, and we like actually dated for a while and like
Right.
went out and like did that whole process.
Right.
And it was really fun. It was cool. But I wouldn't say it's necessarily dead. I think it's people's preferences. I think it's what's convenient for their lifestyle.
Right.
What they choose right then, because some people might not be looking for something that's a forever or
Yes.
a couple of years or whatever. They might only be looking like, hey, I just want somebody to hang out with. I just want some company right
Just
now.
for
That's
this
it.
companionship and
So
I'm
I
done.
think an important thing is to establish at the beginning, like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for, this is what I'm looking for. Or maybe, you know, I did really like you and our second date and I'm not really feeling you, but I think it's important to say, hey, listen, this is what it is. Like, I'm still interested in pursuing you in this way, but not in this way. Or,
Right.
you know, going
Right.
this avenue and not this avenue. So I don't think traditionalism is necessarily dead
Over.
in dating. I think people just have different preferences.
Okay.
Yeah, and I agree with that. There is one thing I do want to say about meeting someone organically that hasn't worked out for me or for other people that I've noticed. And not to say it's a bad thing, it's just how it plays out.
Yes.
But when you meet someone organically, what I've noticed, you know, a gentleman or a female, vice versa, will meet someone and they have like this great meeting, you know, organically at the library, wherever, supermarket, and they start building this idea of who they think they are now.
Okay.
They're projecting what they want onto this person and they don't even know anything about this person. And then the feelings get involved and then someone likes someone more than the other up front and then it just, you know what I mean? It can become messy,
Right.
you know?
Risk of
It doesn't
love,
have to
though.
be like that. I'm not saying every encounter is like that, but I have noticed that a lot when you meet somebody, someone starts projecting what they want onto that person. That's
Right.
not even who they are.
Right.
So that's a good thing that you get to see in online dating, where you kind of get a sense of who they are before you even
But do you
want
really
to develop.
But do you really eliminate that? Like, do you really, like, if when you're online, do you really like sift through the profiles and really find that one, and then, like I said, you meet them and they're completely different, completely different than what they said they were. Like you said, they're projecting onto you. I'm this, I'm that,
Yeah.
I'm this, I'm that, and you meet them, they're a completely different person. What do you go from there? What do you do? You just date them again? I mean, what do
No,
you do?
no, no. I mean, that's why you go on a
For
first
real.
date. I mean, to feel them out, to feel their energy. Okay, I've already, you know, liked some things about you that I see that we have in common. So let's get together and see if the energy's there. Let's see if there's something, you know, that I'm physically attracted to. Am I, you know, is
Right.
the energy there? So, I mean, after the first date, you should know. I don't know about anyone else, but you should kind of know whether you want to go on a second date or not.
Right. Last question. If you guys are out in public, and all of you guys can answer this as well, if you're out in public and you meet someone you find them attractive, would you approach them? Now this isn't online dating, this is real dating. Would you approach them and would you ask for a date? Start with you.
I have before. And it didn't work out in the long run, but why not? I don't, that's one part of like the traditionalism that I don't believe in, is that like a guy has to approach me
you.
or regardless. If I think you're attractive, then I'm gonna like, hey, listen.
Really? Come on, be honest.
Absolutely.
Come
And you
on.
know what was crazy? It was on set and like I couldn't even talk to the guy and I was just like, hey, can you give this guy my number? And like somebody else was like the middleman and like
Right.
did it. And like, you know, like we went on a date and it was not great, so like we didn't we didn't pursue anything, but yeah,
Right, right.
I will
But you
absolutely
do it.
Yeah, because I don't. And if you're intimidated by it, then okay,
that's
that
my
sets
answer.
precedence for our date.
Right.
Fine,
Austin, how about
perfect.
you? Would you do it?
I think that especially in the climate that we're in right now, and it scares me for a gentleman because I love men, that you guys are afraid. I do. I love you.
I know.
I love them.
Yeah. I know many gentlemen that are almost afraid now to ask or say that you look beautiful because of what's happening, especially here in Hollywood,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
et cetera. And
Can't say
so
anything.
current state, and I have approached someone before. I didn't necessarily ask them out on a date immediately, but I said, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. You look really nice. Like you're quite handsome." It's
Right.
a flirtatious thing. It's again, we're human in pack, also
Right,
animals.
right.
So for us to like stifle that and wait till I can go find him online
tradition
to reach
is
out to
out-
him,
tradition is
it
out the
doesn't make
closet.
sense to me. Yeah.
Right. How about
Yeah,
you?
I agree with them. I've done it before and I would do it again. However, if I'm a little too nervous, then I'll try to, you know, give him that look, that extra look, you know, to tell him to come over here. I've done this before, you know, little,
Right.
you want to sit, you know, whatever to get him going. So yeah.
You get our last words. a very last word. What do you want to tell our audience at home about dating, online dating? What do you want to tell them? Sum it up for us.
You know, if it's for you, then go for it. I think everybody has their own morals and values and what works for them, especially in today's society. So if it works for you and you have good results, then go for it, you know, get it done. If you're a traditionalist, then, you know, be single for a little bit, and then maybe you'll run into your person.
Okay, audience, you buy that? I know you guys don't.
That didn't sound convicted at all.
Exactly. Guys, thank you guys so much. Thank our guests. Let's thank our guests. Veronica, Austin, Susan. We truly appreciate you guys. Remember, if you guys want to get in contact with any of my guests, their social medias is right underneath. And also, if you want to date them, their social media is right there. Okay? Thank you guys so much. I'm Carlos Hardy. Until next time, see you later.
Leave a question, comment, a like, or subscribe below. The takeover has begun.